Hello guys, welcome to my live. So last time when I did this live, I was reading fanfic, Taehyung fanfic, CRYBABY, and I asked you guys that if you want me to continue. I actually read 2 chapters in previous fanfic, and now I'm going to read 3rd chapter. So because you guys wanted me to read it, so I'm reading it. Well, when I did read it last time, it was some unexpected turn. Yes, the fanfic took, like, from the starting actually. As I chose the fanfic, it wasn't what I thought it was. So I um, actually didn't like it that much, but because you said, I was like, okay, let's go, let's see if if it changes, and if there's something nice going to happen. So yes, I think the 3rd chapter is going to be better than these 2 chapters. So let me give you a recap of what happened in previous chapters. So we have Soeun. She's YN. She's our YN. So there was like her past, like when her mom left her dad and they were fighting really bad, and now when there she was 5 years old. Now she is going to school. I don't know how old she is, but she's, I think, enough old, like in her teens, from what I'm guessing. And we have a villain, Jackson Wang. So he keeps bullying her in her school, and nobody pays attention to her, not even teachers, not student. So she's kind of suffering a lot, and I think Taehyung is going to come and save her. The fanfic said cry baby. So, and they said like he doesn't like people who cry. So I don't know what's going to happen, but I think it's going to turn out to be good. So yes, we also have Jimin and Taehyung, and we ended 2nd chapter where she was entering in her classroom, and her teacher was angry and she put her into detention. Yeah, and after that, she said that this will be a long day, she thought and sighed. Okay, after this, now let's continue our part 3. I hope you guys can hear me clearly. So, oh my, the first line, ting, Taehyung. Okay, Taehyung was walking on the hall. See, I stammered in the first line. I mean, such a beautiful thing, and I just spoiled it. Okay, let's try one more time. Breathe. Okay, I don't know why I'm feeling this pressure, but yes, I'm a that kind of person, anyways. Taehyung was walking on the hallway with Jimin. The shorter boy was standing wings to every girl that passed away. That passed by. I mean, is that Jimin? The, the shorter boy was sending wings to every girl that passed by. Okay. Taehyung silently rolled his eyes when he saw some girls are giving him flirty wings too. Ooh. So, these guys, I mean, Jimin is giving wings to girls and girls are giving wings to Taehyung. Okay, that's kind of funny. Ah, Taehyung, did you saw that girl? Jimin suddenly asked. What girl? Taehyung said, emotionlessly. Okay, so he's emotionless as well. Okay. Jimin had too many girls until he couldn't even count them using his fingers. Okay, he can't even count girls on his fingers. Well, Jimin is a playboy, after all. Another girl after another girl. One girl will never last more than 2 months. Okay, that's definitely playboy. Well, there are worse playboys. At least it didn't say like 2 weeks, 2 months. Okay, that's still fine. That girl, you know that, always get. I don't know why I always get bruises. Okay, bruises. Okay, that girl, that always got bruises all over, wearing big round spectacles. Jimin said, okay, so Soeun also have spectacles. No, I don't care, Taehyung answered. Jimin sighed. Sometimes he forget that Taehyung doesn't care about anything. I know, right? Why would you care? Jimin said again. Taehyung was never talkative, and Jimin kinda got used to it. Let's go. Let's go to the cafeteria and meet the boys. Come on. Jimin dragged Taehyung to the cafeteria. Oh, Chim Chim's here. Okay. Jimin's smile widened when he heard Hosok's call. Okay, Hosok called him by his nickname, waving at waving at him and monitoring them to go to their seat with his hands. Okay, I don't get that. Waving at him and monitoring them to go to their seats with his hand. So he's probably, so Hosok, I think Hosok is telling to V, and yes, of course we can call V Taeyong as V for better, easier pronunciation. So V and Jimin, I think J-Hope waved and give them direction to the seats. Okay. Boys talked about random things, but Taeyong was never interested. He just shoved his food into his mouth silently. Ah, we have rehearsal today again. You are going, right? Namjoon asked, with pleading eyes. As hard it is to believe, Taeyong is a part of a band named Bangtan Boys. Ooh, yes. Okay, I was like, this is so. Okay, relax. I'm already getting excited. The thing is, I also wrote something similar to this, and this is I'm reading it for the first time, but I think every army's brain works in a similar way, so they can have like similar fanfics. Yeah. I need to change things in my fanfic, I think, now that they were shit. Change name or change something, I don't know, but they have banned here. I think my fanfic is gonna take long time to come, so I think it's going to be fine. Okay. Yes, the school's cool guy, not cool guy, it's cold guy. The the school's cold guy was a part of a band. He was not talkative at all, but he really enjoyed singing and dancing. Taeyong was really passionate on dancing and singing. The band has 7 members, including him. All of them have their own stage name. Namjoon as RM, he's the leader. Sukjin is the oldest. His stage name is Jin. Yoongi, the always sleeping one, as Suga, because he said he has a gummy smile that was as sweet as sugar. Okay. Hosok as J-Hope, since he likes giving hope to people. Jungkook used Jungkook as his stage name, but almost everyone called him Jungkook, so he didn't bother to correct them. Okay, his name is Jungkook, but they call him Jungkook. Okay. The pronunciations are almost the same anyways. It's not a big deal. And for Taehyung, well, he chose V as his stage name. Name because V stands for victory. Taehyung looked at Namjoon for a few seconds. Sure, Hyung, I'll be there. Taehyung said and continued eating the sandwich that Jimin gave him. After he finished, Jimin is excused himself from the boys. I should go to sleep for a bit. Wow. Who did that? Wait. Gave him. I think we said after he finished eating, he excused himself from the boys. I should go to sleep for a bit. And with that, Taehyung went to the rooftop. Okay, Taehyung went to the rooftop. So Taehyung went to the rooftop. Soeun was at the rooftop, facing the sky as tears were flowing from her eyes. She couldn't stop crying. She was fragile, and her emotions were easy to be hurt. Even though it's just a small matter. What? You call it small matter? Like really she got stomped in her stomach? Is that a small matter? What is this? Crazy. She was angry with herself because she couldn't fight back to defend herself. That's correct. She should have fought back to Jackson Bank. Yes. No, disappointment was the right word for this. Yes. It's not yeah, it's like anger and disappointment together. Yes. How did it turn out like this? She knows it. It's because of herself. It's because of her emotions. It was messed up. Very messed up. She knew she needed to fix it, but she didn't know how. Soeun sobbed, cried, and screamed. It's not like anyone was here anyway. Why is my life so miserable? Why am I so messed up? Why am I so weak? Why? I hate myself for being this way, she screamed as tears were coming out from her eyes again. Soeun was shaking. No one was ever there for her. She was lonely. No one was there to give her a shoulder to cry on. She continued to sob endlessly. Her cheeks were wet. The tears were on her neck. She kneeled down and screamed. She wanted to stop crying, but she just can't. Her tears fell on her own. What Soeun didn't know, Taehyung was there, resting. She thought she was alone. Taehyung woke up because she was noisy. Can't you shut up? I'm trying to sleep. What do you think you are doing? Taehyung signed out. His eyes were still closed while he talked. Taehyung wanted to rest his mind and enjoy the breeze on the rooftop, sleeping peacefully without any noise. But instead, he heard a girl crying and screaming. Taehyung eventually woke up from the bench he was lying at and looked at the girl with sleepy eyes. Soeun's vision was blurred because of her tears, and her spectacles were fogged and wet. Soeun took off her glasses and wiped on her sleeves and put them back on. She blinked a few times. It was Kim Taehyung, the cold guy. Soeun knew she didn't mess with him. She shouldn't mess with him. At this moment, she knew she fucked up. I am sorry. I thought I was alone. Soeun apologized as she was about to walk away, and Taehyung just looked at her with his usual blank face. Soeun wiped her tears with her sleeves and looked at Taehyung. Taehyung was still having his blank face. Soeun sniffed and broke her eye contact with Taehyung. Soeun noticed that Taehyung's eyes are cold. Taehyung scoffed and starts walking away, but suddenly the door was slammed open with a loud bang. Kim Taehyung! Jimin was there. He was breathing heavily. His eyes were searching for Taehyung. As soon as his eyes met Taehyung's, he glared at him. I knew you were here, Jimin said, wiping his forehead that was coated with a thin layer of sweat with the back of his hand. Taehyung looked at Jimin with no emotions in his eyes. Come on, if we are late for practice, Namjoon Young will nag at us again, Jimin said, grabbing Taehyung's tie, making Taehyung roll his eyes. He removed Jimin's hand from his precious tie. Jimin gave Taehyung a boring look, and when his eyes landed on Soeun's small figure, Jimin blinked. He smirked and bit his plump lips. Damn, who do we have here? Jimin said, looking at Soeun from head to toe. Soeun shivered as okay, I'm just feeling funny about this situation. I don't know why. Okay, I will be relax, read it. Soeun shivered as she felt Jimin's gaze on her. It was as if he could see through her, and it scared the soul out of her. Jimin smirked at Soeun's sight. Soeun felt a shiver on her spine. Jimin then tilted her head at Taehyung. Come on, let's go, he said, pushing Taehyung in front of him. Jimin turned on Soeun and winked seductively at her. See you around. And with that, he and Taehyung ran to the door. I'm feeling it's so funny. It's written like cringe. What bad Jimin doesn't know the appropriate time to flirt. That's true because she was like tearing. She was crying just a moment back. I mean, she definitely has a messed up face, and he's in completely like in a flirting mode. This is okay. Let's go to next chapter. So third chapter ends here. What do you guys think? Do you guys like it? How it's going? Okay. So fourth chapter. Namjoon, your hands. Stretch it further. Jimin, you are doing well. Keep it up. Kim Taehyung, focus. Sugayong, What are you doing? Hosok was teaching them the choreography of Spring Day. They had a lot of songs, but they decided to dance to Spring Day today. The song was soft and smooth. So was the choreography. Hosok, as a main dancer, this was his job to make sure that the choreography was perfect in every practice. After they practiced the same song for about 7 times, all of them stopped and collapsed on the practice room floor. Practice room was actually the school's old instruments room, but because the school had cut off the music subject from the schedule, the instrument room was long empty. The boys then the boys then persuaded the principal to give them the room to practice their songs. After a few weeks of begging, the principal finally decided to give in. All of them agreed that the old instrument room was the perfect place for the practice room, so they tried hard to beg the principal, which was pretty worth it in the end. Although the room was a bit dirty and dusty due to the lack of touch from people, they managed to transform the instrument room in, into a whole new place thanks to their teamwork. Yoongi did complain that he was lazy and didn't wanted to do the work, but because they are a team, doing things together is a must. Besides, he couldn't handle Jin's nagging to his ears. Yes. Why they are showing Suga this low kind of lazy kind of. Suga is not lazy, guys. Okay, I don't know how should I put my phone that it just stays here. I hope you guys are able to listen to my voice clearly. Okay. Yes. After they finished practice, all of them lay on the ground, tired as they were trying to catch their breath. Jin threw them their water bottle and all of them caught it successfully. Wow, that's I have seen we catch it successfully. I don't know. But yes, this is a fanfic. Anybody can do anything. Good job for today, Jin said as he gulped down his water. I am tired, Yoongi said as his eyelids were about to drop. His chest were going up and down. You are always tired, Yoongi-young, Jungkook said. Even though he had been practicing hard, he was still full of energy. Yoongi didn't answer Jungkook as he closed his eyes. Jimin was looking at Taehyung, that was gulping down his water. Weirdly. Okay. Jimin was looking at V weirdly. He had many questions. Did Kim Taehyung talk to a girl? The Kim Taehyung talked to a girl? Eh? Okay, now he's thinking. So the first was like what he was thinking, and the second was like uh second also what he was thinking, but in his mind. He talked to a girl. Okay. They, Jimin called, and Taeyong hummed in response. Why were you at the rooftop? Jimin asked curiously. Taeyong frowned at Jimin's question. He probably went there to sleep again. Why are you? Namjoon answered instead, but his words were cut off by Jimin. Taeyong talked to a girl, Namjoon Hyung, he said, smirking amusingly. What? All of the boys were shocked. Taeyong never talked to a girl. He didn't even look at them. No, it's not like he likes boys. It's just that he found girls are equally annoying, so he would rather not get involved with them. But but mainly they were shocked because Taehyung was not the type to start a conversation first. Yes, he talked to a girl. Jimin smirked as he was wiping his sweat on his neck with a towel that was already drenched. She's she woke she I don't know why this is funny. Is it because the drenched towel I'm getting okay. She woke me up from my beauty sleep, Jimin, Taeyong defended. Do you know how annoying that is? Having people to wake you up from your sleep? Yeah, whatever, Jimin said, sweating his hand. Taeyong stood up, still sweating and tired, but his legs were itching to go for a walk. You still talk to her, Jimin mumbled as he smiled. Taeyong didn't give Jimin any reaction. Where are you going? Jimin asked when he saw Taeyong already on his way, walking out from the practice room. For a walk, Taeyong answered. I'm going for a walk. With that, he closed the practice room door. Okay. Detention, 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 Soeun said in her mind. She was tired and she just wanted to sleep right away as soon as she got home. But here she is now, caught in a detention, which was unfair because it's not her fault. Soeun she write an essay with 600 words long for what you did wrong. The discipline teacher said coldly. She must be pissed off because Soeun made her work extra hours for the detention. It's not like she meant to do that though. What the hell? 600 words for essay? For this? Okay, let's just get this over with. With a deep breath, Soeun tried to squeeze her brain of what she did wrong for 2 hours. After that, she gave the paper to the teacher. Okay, Soeun, you may go home, the discipline teacher said, and Soeun just nodded before she flew out of the detention room. Soeun was walking to her house after the detention. The 2 hours of detention that she got because she's late, she wanted to release some of her stress, so she went to the ice cream shop. Soeun opened the front door and the bell rang, making Min-hyuk, the worker, jumped on his seat. He was playing games with his phone. Welcome, Min-hyuk said in a slight high-pitched tone. Soeun grinned knowingly and laughed. Why? Like, welcome, like that. But why did she laugh knowingly? I don't understand. Oh, it's just you, he said as he sat down and continued playing with his phone. Just take what you want, he sighed tiredly. Probably exhausted because he worked for 8 hours straight. Soeun hummed and her legs went straight to the cooler. There was various flavors of ice cream there. Soeun's favorite ice cream was mint chocolate. But for today, she wanted vanilla ice cream instead. Soeun grabbed the ice cream and went to the counter to pay. I'll take this, she said, and gave the money. After that, she left the ice cream shop. Soeun was walking as she slurped her ice cream happily. That until her face was hit on someone's chest. Okay, whose chest is this? I'm assuming it's V. I hope it's V because I don't want her to bump into Jackson Wang again. So, mm, okay then. I am not getting any reaction from you guys, so I think it's 30 minutes. So I think I'm gonna continue. The fifth part. Huh? The fifth part? Wasn't it supposed to be third part? How come it's fifth part? What part did I just read? I read fourth part. Okay, yes. I'm getting confused. Okay. So now let's go read the fifth part. Ah, Soeun fell on her butt. She groaned but stood up instantly when she saw her ice cream was all spilled on the ground. No, rest in peace, my ice cream. She melted, pouted. She mentally pouted. How can anyone mentally pout? I don't know. Then suddenly, a click went in her. She just bumped into someone. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. Soeun stuttered. Yeah, like me. I also stuttered a lot. Fumble. And what was that word? I just said. I forgot. I stammer, yeah. I stammer a lot. She just looked like me, but hopefully I don't not hopefully, thankfully I don't have bullies till now, and hopefully I won't be having any bullies in future. So yeah, let's go. Okay. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I am sorry. Soeun stuttered. She looked up and saw Taehyung. Okay. Looking at her, froing. His black t-shirt was now stained with her vanilla ice cream. Oh god. Taehyung looked at his favorite black t-shirt that is now stained with Soeun's vanilla ice cream. You should be careful, he said coldly, his cold eyes glaring at Soeun. There is it again. Those cold eyes, Soeun said in her mind as she made her eye contact with Taehyung. Fucking hell, Taehyung said with a low voice. His hands were wiping his black shirt. His hands were wiping his black shirt. Soeun was a little scared. Her eyes was filling up with tears slightly. Oh my god, she's gonna cry. Soeun went to her pocket and took out her handkerchief. I'm so sorry. Here. Taehyung roughly take the handkerchief out of Soeun's hand and wipe his t-shirt and his hands. His face cringed a bit when his hands were already sticky due to the ice cream. First, sorry, after Taehyung, after Taehyung was done wiping his hand and shirt, he roughly gave Soeun's handkerchief back by putting it to her by pushing it to her, making Soeun stumble back a bit. How come someone stumble back? I mean, handkerchief doesn't have that much weight, anyways. She was like scared, so she probably stumbled. Taeyong was about to walk away, but suddenly he felt a hand stopping him. He looked back and noticed that Soeun had stopped him from his tracks. Tracks? You mean his pants? She was holding his pants? I don't know. Taeyong frowned deeply than earlier and gave Soeun with his cold, stern face. What do you want? Taeyong gritted his teeth. He was obviously getting a bit annoyed by Soeun. Taeyong gave Soeun a death glare and glared at her hand that was holding his shirt. Okay, it's not his pants, but his shirt. She was holding his shirt. Soeun gulped timidly under Taeyong's intimidating gaze. Here, I will give you one of my ice cream as an apology. She showed the ice cream at Taeyong's hand. I didn't need it, he replied with a cold voice, and Soeun trembled internally. Taeyong glared at Soeun again, pushing the ice cream further from him. Just take it, Soeun said with a small, timid voice. Without hearing what Taeyong's going to say next, Soeun quickly walked away. Fucking annoying. Taeyong scoffed and looked at Soeun's back figure. He rolled his eyes. I don't. Why is he cold? Why is he so much cold? I don't get it. Tete. Taeyong heard Jimin's voice. He was running and calling out Taeyong's name so loud the people around Jimin was staring at him. Jimin was really annoying sometimes, but he was always there for Taeyong. Sorry. He never left his side. It made Taeyong feel grateful. Taeyong was grateful. Sometimes Taeyong really think he doesn't deserve a good friend like Jimin. Yeah, Jimin, the over friendly guy with Taeyong, the overly cold guy, definitely not the best match for friends. But somehow it just turned like that. With a snap of fingers, they became friends. Taeyonga, why did you leave so fast? My legs are short, you know. I don't know. Okay. I never saw Jimin himself stating that his legs are short. It's just funny saying it here. Jimin was a little mad because Taeyong left the practice room almost instantly. I know your legs are short, Jimin, Taeyong said. Hey, Jimin screamed and punched Taeyong's shoulder. Taeyong shrugged his shoulder. You're an ass, Jimin said and rolled his eyes. But his eyes shone when he saw what Taeyong was holding. Oh, it's ice cream, Jimin said excitedly like a child. Did someone give you this? Jimin asked. He felt worried how Taeyong brought an ice cream but didn't eat it immediately. Yeah, he said with monotone. Someone that is extremely annoying, he said with a cold, annoyed tone. Who? Jimin asked. There is someone. Taeyong rolled his eyes. Here, take this, Taeyong said, showing the ice cream in Jimin's hand. He probably tried to confess to you. Sorry, she. She probably tried to confess to you. Don't you think? Jimin trailed. The girls love Taeyong. They would do everything to make Taeyong look at them. Jimin glared at Taeyong's stained shirt. That person must be very smooth, Jimin said, smirking. What? Taeyong said, frowning. He didn't catch what was Jimin talking about. Even I didn't catch what Jimin was talking about. Why the what does it has to do with his stained shirt? I don't understand. What kind of crap is he going to spout now? Taeyong thought. She is smooth, like she tried to get your attention by spilling ice cream on you and giving you hers. This is what exactly happened, right? But she wasn't trying to impress him. Oh, I don't think that's the case. She didn't do it on purpose. Taeyong shrugged. But he was sure what Jimin said was false. But she did made me feel annoyed. Taeyong and Jimin ate and talked various topics. Jimin talked about girls as usual and Taeyong just listened to him. The girl Ji hai is so beautiful, you know. Jimin spoke with his mouth full of food. Oh, Ji hai, probably his current girlfriend. How? I mean, if she is his girlfriend, I think she's not his girlfriend because this kind of things you say before making a girlfriend. That's what I think. I don't know. Every girl you date with is beautiful, Jimin, but their attitude were like the worst of the worst, and to put it simply, each one of them just a slut. Taeyong started. Taeyong stated the truth. Jimin looked at Taeyong like shocked expression but laughed afterwards. I mean, that's true, Jimin stated, still laughing uncontrollably, uncontrollably hard. Okay. Taeyong just rolled his eyes. Then why do you date them? You know that. They just want to be with you because of money, Taeyong said. Jimin shrugged innocently. I know that. I know they want my money. I'm just bored, so I wanted to play. Taeyong hummed in response. But you never gave. But you never gave. Okay, what's wrong with me? Every day something is wrong with me, but this day I feel like it's something is too much wrong with me. But you never gave. Okay, let me have some water before I read. Okay. Okay. But you never gave them what they wanted, right? They want your money and they lust you. Hmm. You think I'm stupid? I'll give them money to shut them up if they keep bothering me, even though I don't want anything with them anymore. Jimin replied. Taeyong nodded. Women won't leave your ass alone. Jimin laughed loudly as Taeyong said that. After they ate, they went to play their video games together. I don't know, guys. I really don't know if I don't know. I know this is the characters. I mean, demand, I guess. Characters demand that they have to use that this kind of language and be. What do you guys think? Please let me know if I should read it. I think I should stop it from for today, like chapter 5th. Next time. Okay, not the ice cream. It was too young to die. चलो हैंडकरचिप लिया तो सही. The comments. Okay, I'll again ask in my community post that if you guys are interested in watching me read this fanfic further, because I don't know, guys, the way it's going, I just feel like, is anything good going to happen? It's funny, yeah, sometimes funny. I mean, it's not written to be funny, I don't know, but yeah, I find some things funny, like Jimin having short legs and those kind of things, and him flirting with Soeun. I mean, if there is Jimin, it's kind of funny, but rather than that, I haven't found anything funny yet. I just feel like it's going to end depressingly. I hope it's not, but I'm going to ask you guys, if you guys again said yes, you want me to continue reading this, then I'm going to continue the next chapter 6. So please comment down, like my live, and see you guys in my next live, or maybe I should try some another fanfic to read. Anyways, so let me end this here. Annyeong, saranghe, burahe. See you in my next live. Bye bye.